So thank you for clicking to watch me talk or to watch my video. If this is your first time, I say welcome. And if you're returning, welcome back. And do not forget to subscribe. Earlier this year, I made a decision to become a full-time YouTuber. A lot of things engineered that decision, right? But most importantly, I want to share my journey through how I'm sailing through entrepreneurship. I made a video earlier this year stating why my business failed here in Ghana, and the video went mini viral, kind of. I think I got like maybe 8,000 views on the video and a lot of comments, a lot of sympathy. I made some mistakes in my business, and I had to close down some of the businesses that I used to run, and then focused on the one that I could manage well. I said to myself, what are the struggles? What did I struggle with trying to have a comeback and like in the business? And I just wanted to share, because this channel is about sharing my journey and be transparent as much as I can be. So it brought me to this topic. A lot of people have failed businesses. For a small business, it is almost like normal for a small business to fail, especially when you're starting from the scratch. You're starting with no help, with no financial help. You're starting with no knowledge of what you're even doing and things like that. The business sometimes is already headed towards failure. Some might be your fault and some might not be your fault, right? But we're not even here to talk about blame and all of that. I'm here to talk about what you should do after your business hit a rock bottom, because this is what I did, right? So when a business is discontinued or cease to function as it used to, or just cease to function as a whole, there's this sense of shame that hits you. And maybe sometimes you have a returning customer asking you, oh, what happened? What's up? You no longer do that business anymore. Or maybe the business failed because nobody bought anything from you. That can also be a factor. And then you're thinking of the shame. Should I do this again? How can I go back to this business? How can I even start again? And the shame just hits you, and then you start procrastinating, and then you don't even want to talk to people that you used to know, because you're thinking, no, everybody's talking about you. The truth is, even if they talk about you, my mom would say, if people talk about you today, there'll be another topic to talk about tomorrow. So breeze will blow the issue and it will blow it off. There's a way she says it in pidgin, and it sounds very, very encouraging, right? So my advice is, when your business hit a rock bottom and you do not know what to do, you do not know what to start from, the first thing is accepting that, yes, that era has come to an end, and truly that business has ended. And take that shame off your face, right? You're not the first person, neither will you be the last. But accepting that, yes, the business has come to an end, it is one thing you should do. You know, sometimes the business is already dead, but we are trying to make it float. We're putting up personal cash. We are taking loans to finance something that is already dead, right? So we should first accept that this business has come to an end. That era has ended. That's the first thing you should do. And the next step is identify what truly caused that business to come to an end. What was the cause? You have to identify it. It is very, very, very important for you to know, okay, what happened? Was it my fault? If it wasn't my fault, is it that I did not do enough research or my strategies were off? You should be honest with yourself, brutally honest with yourself, to know what even caused the downfall of the business in the first place. If you do not have this conversation with yourself, you will go back to the rock bottom. So it is very important. I had a conversation with myself. For me, it was not as if the business wasn't doing well. They were doing well, but it was taking a toll on my mental health. It was taking a toll on my physical health as well. The stress was too much. And also I wanted to focus and direct my goal to one thing, right? So this might not be your own situation, but you should be sincere with yourself to know what is really happening or what has happened. After you've accepted what has happened, you should be sincere with yourself, criticize your decisions that you have made, and then know where you really went wrong. If you need some external body to come and audit, pay for that service, right? And know what went wrong. You should pick yourself back up. Yeah. Now, in picking yourself back up after you've known why the business failed in the first place, pick yourself back up and then make the decision. Do you want to relaunch this business or you want to scrap it? It is totally fine if you don't want to do that business again. I mean, it is 100% fine. I've heard people say, oh, that my business I used to do 5 years ago, I really want to go back to it. People that thought I have failed, they will see me come back. Forget about it. Forget about what people have to say. Be true to yourself first, right? So now, do you want to go back to that business or you want to scrap it? It is fine if you want to scrap it. And then if you want to go back to it, make sure you do it right this time. Have a plan. Now, aside having a plan, have a proper business plan and stop operating an idea. It is very, very important. Have a proper business plan and launch the business. No matter how small a business is, make it a proper business. Stop running ideas. I see a lot of people, they think they're selling or they're doing business, but they're just running an idea that will fail eventually, right? So this time around, do it right. If you want to pick yourself back up, do it right and pick yourself back up. And if you want to scrap that business and want to venture into something else, do it. Myself, one of the very first business I did was skincare, and then I had to stop. Maybe that will be another story time, but I had to stop. And I was true to myself. I didn't want to go back to it. I messed up. So there was no point in me trying to say, oh, a lot of customers, I had a full-blown website for it and all of that. People were coming to me, but I knew why I stopped. So I was true to myself. So if you have to stop, stop. But if you want to revive the business and you want to make a relaunch or you want to make a comeback, do it well and make sure you don't set yourself up for failure. And also the next thing I would advise is open your mouth and talk to people. Talk to people. I know some people go through therapy. Some people go for counseling and all of that. For me, I have a large family and myself and my siblings are my first best friend. So we talk a lot, my mom and all of that. So talk to people. It might be people in your family, it might be therapy, but open your mouth and talk. Talk to people, ask people for advice, ask people for their own. Like I tell people that you might learn from experience. This experience are not necessarily your experience. You might also learn from someone else's experience, right? Open your mouth and talk to people. Let them know how you're feeling. Oh, what's up? This is your business. Oh, it has gone. Oh, well, I think I did it right or I did it wrong. Talk to people. Share that experience with people. When you open your mouth and talk to the right people and then you hear other people's experience, you realize that you are not the only person that is in that situation. There are other people in the same situation like you. And when you hear their stories and you hear their comeback as well, it will boost you to know if you want to take that step or that route as well. But it is also good for your mind, right? Have a community you discuss with, right? This time around, yes, it might be business. You might have an uncle in your family or aunt that you're cool with and she has been doing business for years. You can go to her and say, auntie, what am I doing wrong? This was what I did, blah, blah, blah. Or you get a professional, get a consultant, right? Get someone to guide you through in this your new step. Okay. The last on this list, which to me is vital as well, is start now. So after you've made all the decisions, you've criticized yourself and you have made up your mind to start, now is the time to start. So you starting now, I think I've mentioned this too before, you starting now might not necessarily be you making the product or buying the product or doing all of that, but it might just be as simple as getting a journal, writing down your thoughts on how you want that business to go, even before you make your professional business even before you make your professional business plan, right? It might just be you writing down your thoughts and your ideas. That might be a starting point for you, but make up your mind to start now. Stop procrastinating. Once you've made up your mind, you've gone through all of the stages and you're here right now, relaunch that business. Start now. Start making the preparations, start making the plans, start doing all of that and just start. If you have to pay for a consultant, do it. If you have to pay for someone to research for you, do it. If you have to do your market research yourself, do it. If you have the time and luxury, just make sure you start now. Do not procrastinate. Okay. Like I said, I'm still in my journey. I'm still growing. I'm still learning. Like I said earlier in the video, I made some mistakes, but I've learned from my mistakes and then I dust it off and I'm pushing forward. I'm fine now. I'm taking each day at a time. I'm recognizing my strength and dwelling more in that like my strength, and then what I see as weaknesses, I try not to nurture it too much. I try to see how I can better myself in that area as well. And as for the depth part, like I will always say, plan, right? So I'm planning, I'm seeing how the debts are being repaid, and also I cannot really go into the business debt and all of that. Maybe when everything is settled, because of the some legalities around the whole thing, I cannot really say a lot. But maybe when everything is settled and out of the air, I'm going to come on here to tell you how to avoid business debt. It is very, very important how to avoid putting yourself in some situations that you're not even supposed to be in the first place. But we are here, and thank God for each day. So thank you guys for being with me to this very end of this video. I hope it did help you. Even if it didn't, it helped me. But yeah, kindly leave a comment down below. Kindly like, share with friends, and help my YouTube grow, guys. Okay, and I'll see you all in my next video. Bye.